Tanzania still faces water supply shortage after 50 years of independence due to poor management and observation of rich water sources as well as climatic problems. Here's more details on the report.
This was said at an international conference on challenges and opportunities in regional water resources, of water resources engineering and the professorial chair on water resources management at the University of Dar es Salaam.
The problem is in management of water, the policy. The government may not have enough money to provide water to everybody. These are the problems rather than thinking about that the water is not available. Tanzania is blessed with plenty of water all over the place. So you have got so many lake basins, you have got so many rivers, all of them are flowing full. So non-availability is not a problem.
Acting Director, Urban Water Supply and Sewage Directorate, Ministry of Water, William Orome, said despite Tanzania's endowment, large areas of the central part of the country are semi-arid, making them depend on groundwater resources, which may not be acceptable for drinking.
This conference will provide an excellent forum to discuss and exchange ideas on challenges related to utilization, development, and management of water resources in view of the anticipated water shortage in the future. In fact, it's not in the future, it's also now. We have got serious water shortage and potential impacts on climatic change.
Mainly it's just in the provision of adequate information. I may stress that one because it's the information which is leading to the adequate planning of the developments in the water sector and the related sectors. But currently one of the problems is having adequate information.
The ruling party, Chama cha Mapinduzi, CCM, has rebuked a series of contributions mobilized by some party ward and village executives, which have been organized at a time when Ingunga constituency elections are about to take place. Here are the details.
A National CCM Central Committee member, Lamek Mwigulu, who is also Iramba Member of Parliament and the party's patron for Tabora region, says the contributions amount to sabotage of the party. He was speaking to leaders and members of a special party meeting to nominate a party candidate for the parliamentary by-election of Igunga constituency in Tabora region.
Tanzania-Zambia Railway Authority, TAZARA, has allocated more than $39 million for the purchase of 6 new locomotives as part of rehabilitation of infrastructures of the Tanzania-Zambia railway line. Here's the report. The aim is to achieve the objective of the 1,800-kilometer railway line to hold cargo of 1.2 million tons a year. The announcement was made by TAZARA Deputy Director General Damas Ndumbalo when commenting on rehabilitation of his line's infrastructures.
In terms of budgets, we are geared to satisfy all the operational costs of our budget. That is salary for a huge number of workforce, 3,200, fuel, which is also very costly in our operations. But the two governments has been assisting TAZARA first through the loans, and we should start with the construction loan from China, which was substantial, and the protocol loans.
The government is planning to include home-based or palliative care of persons with chronic or terminal illnesses such as cancer and HIV/AIDS in the curricula of all health training institutes in the country. Here's the report.
The announcement was made by Curative Director in the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Margaret Mhando in Bagamoyo Coast Region. Dean of International Medical and Technological University, IMTU, Professor Flora Fabian, said the move will help doctors and nurses in serving the society gripped with various incurable diseases.
It's not a rigid kind of dose, but each institution is going to work upon and is going to best they can actually include them in their curricula. And the third one was to formulate a policy statement, but this one we are not again formulating a rigid policy because we know the final say is the Ministry of Health.
A Roman Catholic Church cleric has strongly rejected suggestions by some members of parliament that drug traffickers should be executed. Here are the details.
In his sermon, Father Pat in his Mtwara Diocese said the death penalty will not be a viable solution for drug traffickers in Tanzania. He suggested alternative sentences including jail terms as well as corrective measures which can be prescribed by diocese.
Tanzania and the United States of America need to enhance cooperation both at government and non-government level to develop a dialogue that will foster understanding and deepen relations between the two countries. This was said in Dar es Salaam today by Dr. James Mitchell, professor at California State University, Department of Social and Behavioral Science.
States is benefiting by having exchanges and visitors like myself to Dar es Salaam. I'm going to be in Dar and Zanzibar and Arusha because we learn more about each other, and especially in a time of austerity with our resources, American diplomats need to be able to show American people that countries like Tanzania have the same objectives the United States has and same goals, which is what I will convey, which is what you're conveying to me, and that will make Americans more likely to want to loosen up the purse strings and be interested in participating in programs that involve Tanzania and coming to visit Tanzania, going to visit the city, the capital, and going to Kilimanjaro and all that. Americans are unaware and all that. I think that it's a two-way street is the approach that I take and the U.S. Embassy takes. I will learn about Tanzania and you'll learn about the States, and that will make us a little more cordial.
And that is the end of the national news. Africa News is next after this break.
Africa Journal.